guys. So today I'm going to be doing a little bit of a different video. As you obviously can tell from the title, I am doing like a high school experience, like my high school experience, and like some advice for you guys. I just kind of wanted to do a video that was a little bit more personal, a little bit, I don't know, I just feel like since I'm now about to go to college and like literally in a couple days, I know that a lot of you guys are maybe about to start high school or in high school or younger or whatever. I just wanted to maybe be helpful or something, I don't know. So I'm gonna give you guys like kind of my experience and my advice wrapped into one. So basically what I want to start out with is everyone is imperfect. It took me so long to realize that, and like there was always this one girl who I was like, she literally looks good in everything. She like always looks good, no makeup, full makeup, whatever, she just looks amazing. And like me and my friend were like obsessing over her, and it's just so interesting. And like there will always be those types of people, but like she has her flaws too. And the moment that you can realize, like, stop comparing yourself to her is like the best thing, because that is one of the other huge things, is you can't compare yourself to other people. It will blow you up. Like, it's just crazy. You are you, and you are perfect the way you are. Or maybe you have some flaws. I mean, we all have flaws, but you can always work on things and improve things. You just can't compare yourself to other people. And it's funny because a lot of this stuff is like I still have trouble with, but I know that I have such trouble with it. I like want to try to get you guys to not even like get in this mindset. But yeah, like, I mean, all girls compare themselves to other girls, and how can I be so much more like that other girl or whatever? But you just can't. It'll take over your entire mind. And I know it's so hard to say, like, just don't compare yourself, like that's all you just gotta do. But like, it's so much harder said than done, or so much easier said than done. But and I could get into a whole thing on self-confidence and everything like that, but I just kind of want this to be my high school overview, not like my entire life story. Okay, so my next little tip is forgiveness is so important. So I had a lot of ups and downs and ins and outs of while I was in high school. I was very weird my freshman year. Then I decided to join cheerleading, and it kind of changed my life, not gonna lie. And I met an amazing group of friends, but they were like, before, like, I wasn't a cool kid, and they were cool kids, and I was like so shocked that they wanted to be friends with me. And at that same time, I had a boy start talking to me, and that was the first time that had happened. In middle school, I was always the girl that was like, boys are still gross, and I'm way too shy to talk to them. And like, I don't know, I was just never like, this is stupid, like why would I date a boy right now, like what, we're gonna have our moms drop us off, you know, all that. But I mean, there are plenty of people who do, and I mean, like my little brother did, but whatever. So at that time, I was like starting to go to parties, and like had this boy talking to me, and I was like, oh my god. So then my sophomore year was honestly my favorite year of high school, and I just loved my friends. And I kind of had two groups of friends, my cheerleading group of friends, and then I had like another group of friends who I had been friends with since like 6th grade. And so it was great. I hung out with both groups of friends, and I was still talking to this guy, which I could literally do a whole video on my experience with boys. If you guys want, I can. But yeah, so there was some shadiness going on with him, and then we ended up breaking up. I want to say it was sophomore winter break. And then I also had a lot of issues with another girl that was kind of like in the group of friends, and so then I kind of started secluding myself. I stopped hanging out with them as much because I didn't want to be around that. And if this person or these people were gonna be so nasty to me, like it already made me feel bad enough about myself. I wasn't going to allow it to, like, why would you put yourself in that situation? And there was some other guy drama stuff with that. And so then my junior year, so then what happened was that the group of girls that I was friends with, most of them are 2 grades above me, and then, well, actually like just a couple, and then there were some that were the grade above me, but one girl was in my grade, but we're not very close anymore. And so after my sophomore year, so my sophomore summer, they were going to college. And so then, which was actually like, it impacted me way more than I expected. But so then, I don't know, it just kind of started going, like declining my like social life and everything like that. And so then, and I was kind of not hanging out with them as much because of some certain people. And so then my senior year, and so all of them are gone, and I mainly hung out with my best friend who was in that group from my 6th grade, and we hung out a lot, but we're both very introverted, and so like we're friends and everything, but like we don't like hang out all the time. And which actually, it's Delaney. I'm not really gonna say any other names in this video, but Delaney, because I mean, you guys have seen her in videos before. And so she has a boyfriend, and so like her boyfriend was like really popular and with the cool kids and everything. And I mean, like, I'm friends with all of them, but not like best friends, you know, like acquaintances or whatever. And so we would go to parties with him, and so I was always the third wheel. And I don't know, just a lot changed by my senior year. So that is kind of like my little rundown of my high school experience, just kind of like the major points and everything. Okay, so now I'm gonna go back. So these are kind of like my little notes if I'm looking down, because I wrote them down because Lord knows I would forget everything. So everything happens for a reason, and that is, all of this stuff is so much easier, like me just saying it to you, than me actually implementing it. I don't know, I just feel like I'm not saying I was perfect in high school, like I did stuff wrong. Okay, so my camera battery died, so I don't know exactly what I was talking about, but I'm pretty sure I was saying how, like, I'm not perfect, and I made some mistakes with the types of relationships that I had with guys in high school. And yes, I regret it a lot, but it also has taught me so much. And if I hadn't done that, I don't know if I would have learned these lessons. So I'm not saying go out, steal everybody's boyfriends, you know, like all this type of stuff, which I didn't do, don't get me wrong. But like, it's also like, don't be so hard on yourself, you know. Everybody makes mistakes, and everybody has those days. I'm just kidding. But you know, like, everybody messes up, and that's the other thing, is you just need to be able to forgive people. you know, nobody's perfect, and it's just really hard. It's hard. And these aren't only high school things, like these are life lessons, people. But so, okay, I'm just gonna get into a little bit more of like my experience like socially, and then I'll go into more like school stuff. So the reason that me and my boyfriend broke up was because he cheated on me with one of my best friends. And it was extremely hard. And with him being the first guy that really I ever talked to, I ever dated, anything like that, it was awful. And he was a manipulator. And, you know, at first, when I first found out, which that was the other thing, a lot of my friends knew, and no one told me. And finally, my best friend Delaney, you know, said, I need to talk to you. And, sorry. And it, I mean, was awful, as you would imagine. And at first I was like, no, we'll figure this out, we'll work it out, like, we don't need to break up, it's fine. And he was like, no, like, I think we need it. And I think he was doing that because he wanted to, I don't know. But, you know, I was such in like a vortex, and it actually messed up a lot of my relationships while I was with him, with other people, because like I was just such in this like bubble, and it wasn't a good bubble. And for a while, I mean, obviously it took me a while, but then some of my friends, like, he was trying to get back with me after a couple months or whatever, and I couldn't. And it was weird because a lot of my friends were trying to get me to get back together with him. And what's also weird is like some of them had hooked up with him before him and I talked, and I don't know, it's just all weird. But it was so hard for me to stay so strong, but I knew that like I couldn't do that to myself. And the amount that he has impacted me in my life is insane. My trust issues, my willingness to open up to people, and like everything like that. And now, I wouldn't say that I wish I never dated him, I wish I never got involved with him. Yes, my life would be a lot easier, but like I'm not gonna lie, like we had good times and everything, but I also learned a lot from it. I learned a lot about myself. I learned how strong I can be, and I learned you need to take some steps back sometimes. And like my family kind of was like, Abby, like, are you sure about this? Like, listen to people. If people are warning you, people who don't even like, you know, like your parents, at least my parents, always have my good intentions, and you know, they notice things that maybe you don't. And so I would say just take that type of stuff into consideration, you know. And it's hard, and I don't know. And I could go into more detail about this and some of the other guys that I've had relationships with, and yeah. Okay. Making me kind of depressed. It's just like a lot of things escalated from a lot of things. And don't let yourself blame yourself for being treated like shit. Like, it is not your fault. And that was one of my huge things. Like, oh my God, what did I not do? What did I not give him enough of? What did I not, you know? Like, it's not your fault. It's not. And if you, like I said, if you guys want a video on this, I could rant for a while. Okay, So now the school type of stuff. So your freshman year, as much as they say it matters so much, like it doesn't. And like, I mean, okay, it does, like get good grades and stuff. And this is kind of like my whole attitude towards high school. Get good grades in the classes you're in, but don't push yourself to be in like all honors classes and all of that and overwork yourself, because it doesn't matter. I got into college, I got scholarships, I'm going to a great college. Like, the person next to me who took all honors classes, maybe they got a little bit more money than I did, but I had a better mental health, if you want to say it that way. Like, I struggle with anxiety and stress and all of this stuff, and so overworking myself for those extra A plus, what are they called, AP classes isn't worth it. And I think that's something that you need to like take into consideration with yourself. But like, that stuff was not worth it. It's not worth it. If it is something like a matter of you need these college hours, you need like to do this for financial reasons or whatever, go ahead. You know, maybe take 1 or 2 a year. Don't overbook yourself. Like, it doesn't matter as much as they say it does. I just want to be honest. Like, do try. I'm not saying like slack off and everything, but like try and get good grades in the classes you're in. Like, I was always a person who I would rather get an A plus in a basic class or, you know, a non-AP class than get a B or a C in an AP class. That was just me. And I guess it depends on what colleges you're looking at and everything like that, but I'm going to like a private, decent college. Granted, yeah, I couldn't have gotten into like Princeton or Stanford or something, but that's also not something I want. That's not somewhere where I wanted to go, you know? And so you just kind of got to self-evaluate, talk to your parents, talk to your counselors. Don't feel like you have to, is what I'm saying. Okay, then another funny thing is driving will change your life. Like, I can't even explain it. It is so amazing, and I really recommend saving up money, getting a job. I know it's hard to get a job when you don't have a car, but babysit, you know, get yourself out there and make money to get a car, and it will change your life. Like, let me just start there. Like, you have so much more freedom, and you don't have to bug your parents like, take me here, take me here. You don't have to wait to be picked up. Oh my god, that was the thing. I was always like saying like, okay mom, like, are you coming? Like, you know, hop in the minivan. But like, it's just insane, and it's great, and I love it so much. Granted, I get really nervous sometimes because sometimes I'm not as careful as I should be and I bump into things, but you just have to be careful, and I don't know, it's just so great. And I would also say be involved in your school. Now, not like you need to join every single club, but like, I did cheerleading. I also did student council. I was really, really involved with student council my freshman year, and cheerleading took up a lot of time. So I didn't really do student council from sophomore year on, but I did do cheerleading, and I was captain my senior year, well, co-captain. And like, I guess if you're not really a sports person, you know, there's a lot of other things you can get involved in. But like, basketball games for me were just like something that I will never forget. Like, the student section going crazy. Like, I love being in student sections. I just think it is so much fun and getting so into the game. Like, I mean, don't get me wrong, I don't know jack about football. Know a little bit about basketball, but like, it's just fun. It's a fun atmosphere. That was also one of the things going into college, is I wanted a college that's kind of good at sports, because like, that is just something that I really enjoy. I know some people don't, but there's like, you just kind of want to be a part of a community. So I would definitely say join some sort of something. Like, that's where I found my best friends, is in cheerleading. And you know, don't be afraid to reach out to people, especially when you're a freshman. Everyone is new, everyone is weird. Like, just look to the kid next to you and like make some kind of little joke, you know? And like, everyone's in the same place, and that is one of the things that I'm having a really hard time with college. Like, I know everyone is away from home, and I know everyone knows nobody. Well, I mean, some people do, but like, oh, that's a whole nother video, is college. But yeah, so I don't know. I hope this was kind of helpful in some way. I feel like I just talked about my life. I don't know. If you guys want any more videos like this or anything, or if you have any questions, let me know. Make sure to subscribe to see more of my videos, and I'll talk to you guys in my next video.